Kaladesh is out, ladies and gentlemen, and I am here for the first ever Kaladesh Draft on the channel. Unfortunately, today it is just me because we are about to head out for GP London in a couple of hours, and I did not have time to organise a proper recording schedule with Oisin. I'm going to think about what I want to pick here for a moment. The rare is good. It's a very strong card. I've got a chance to play with it in one of my pre-releases. Blue is typically not a great colour to be in, if I'm perfectly honest, though. And Durable Handicraft, maybe I've had a chance to play this as well, and I had a huge amount of fun playing around it. It's really good. I think it's quite good. Snarethopter is just a really strong, colourless first pick, though. First draft format is always kind of tough. I mean, Aether Squall Engine is a 7-drop, and it is in what is regarded by many to be the worst colour in the set. So I think I might just take the Snarethopter. I think it's pretty comparable to Durable Handicraft. I think Hunt the Weak is good, obviously, and Wildlife Monitor is fine. This is strong, but Snarethopter is a card I have not actually got a chance to play yet, but reading it seems like it should be pretty good. Going to follow that up, possibly the Reckless Fireweaver. This card seems pretty okay to me. Spire Bluff Canal, I think, is actually worth a little bit as the blue-red land. It's 5 tickets, or $7 in paper. That might be worth it. I mean, there's not a whole ton in the pack for us, to be perfectly honest. Like, I probably would end up taking this. The Dragster, I think, is fine. Accumulator is good. This guy's fine. I'm not excited about this gold card. So, I think I might just stay a little open and take the Spire Bluff Canal for the raw monetary value and see where we go from there. And when we're going from there, it looks like it's probably going to be Fragmentize, might be Tidy Conclusion, might be Elegant Edgecrafter. Those are all good cards that jump out at me when glancing at this. I think I want Fragmentize. White's a pretty strong colour so far in my experience in this set, and Fragmentize just hits so many powerful spells in the set for 1 mana. Tidy Conclusion is unconditional, but I think Fragmentize is more where I want to be. Gear Per Ori, not a card to be excited about. Veteran Motorist, though, kind of is. This card's quite good. It's quite good with vehicles. It's also just a 2-mana 3/1 that scries 2 and enters the battlefield. We already have a good white card. We have the beginnings of a pretty aggressive deck if we take this, I think. And I think that might be what we want to try and do, perhaps. Now, the only vehicles I'm really excited about, I'm not excited about the Ardar Express. I think Crew 4 is too high a cost. I quite like the Bone Bazaar Barge. I quite like the Renegade Freighter. I think that card's really strong. I would happily pick one of those up, but I think this is a pretty solid start to the draft. If we do end up in red-white, that Spire Bluff Canal can actually help us splash a blue card if that might be something we end up being interested in. Now here, though, no good red cards, no good white cards, very good black card in Tidy Conclusion. Panharmonicon is good. I've actually had a lot of success with this, but you really need a lot of things to trigger it for it to be anywhere. And that was only in Seal as well. I imagine draft's going to be a little bit quicker. I think I take the Tidy Conclusion here. Maybe we audible into a white-black deck with just lots of removal and artifact and stuff, rather than this. But we'll see how it goes. I really think well, that was that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th pick. 5th pick Tidy Conclusion, having already seen one Tidy Conclusion. Second and 3rd pick is probably approaching just a signal, I would imagine. Spireside Infiltrator is a good and aggressive deck. Spontaneous Artist is also fine in an aggressive deck. Sky Swirl Harrier is actually good as a good mop-up card in both of the decks. So I'm going to stay a little more open and just take that, I think, rather than committing to a red card. Yeah, I think I want that. These kind of late game flyers are really good for mopping up if you do end up in an aggressive deck, or they're actually really good as win conditions in a slower black-white grindier deck. So I think it's actually pretty reasonable to take that there and stay a little more open for the time being. Avian Mechanic is just really good, kind of regardless. Thriving Grubs is a good card as well, though, but Mechanic is a card I'm interested in taking, I think. A lot of good ETB effects in the set. It's a May ability, so you don't have to do it. I think it's probably comparable to Grubs, really. So I'm pretty happy to pick that up, because again, staying open. We're likely to be in white, but the red or the black is what we're fighting over at the moment. So if we get a late Like, say we get another Tidy Conclusion, or we open like a Gonti or something, we can just do that. But if we open a Chandra, we can just, pardon me, flip right on back over to red and be pretty happy with it. The nice thing about an artifact heavy set like this is that you can take artifacts like the Snarethopter. I mean, we haven't gotten many others, but you can take artifacts and stay a little open on your colors, and also means your mana base is a little easier because a lot of your cards end up being colorless. Case in point, we could just take the Ardar Express here, but Subtle Strike is actually an incredibly powerful card in my experience, and I'm pretty happy to take it here. And call that a signal, because this is an underrated card, let me tell you. This card is very, very, very strong. Now I might be getting a little too high now. I've had this card be a 2-for-1 a lot of the time. If you attack, we could just play... Oh, Rush of Vitality is actually really good. I was going to say we could just play this, even if we do end up in black-white, but Rush of Vitality is also a strong card. These two cards are cards that I have had huge success with. If I have this in my hand, I feel like I can't lose combat. You know, now in terms of combat on its front surface, it is just Borrow Malevolence, except it's a counter on the creature. And in a set where counters matter for certain things, and you have lots of similarly sized creatures a decent amount of the time, that is a very powerful effect. Now, we got the Reckless Fireweaver back. I'm not, huge on this card. It might end up doing 2 or 3 your opponent, maybe 4 or 5 if you have a lot of Fabricate over the course of the game. But I think these black cards are well worth staying for. And then we just kind of need to fill our deck out with creatures and stuff. Simple as, really. We've got good removal spells and a great trick. I find myself racing a decent bit in Kaladesh, although the board seems to get stalled out sometimes too in the pre-releases and things I did. So Rush of Vitality I found, often to be counter target removal spell plus gain 5 life or something, which is very strong. And I feel like filling our deck out with some black-white creatures in these slots shouldn't be too difficult. For example, Revoke Privileges. I was going to say Gear Shift Ace is amazing, because it is. But Revoke Privileges is also very strong. Acrobatic Maneuver is good too. I think because we only have 3 creatures, I think I have to take the Gear Shift Ace and be pretty okay with it. We don't actually have any vehicles currently, but this is just a 2-mana 2-1 first strike, and you can kind of stop reading the card at that stage, honestly. Founder's Creature is a card I like quite a bit, but we may get back out of this pack. We may also, I doubt we'll get this back. But Gear Shift Ace is a nice pickup there. Aetherflux Reservoir, of course, the life cannon is not something I'm overly interested in. Unlimited. Cool craft constructed, very cool card, but not what I want to be doing here. Again, now we have an awkward position where Impeccable Timing is a great card, but Herald of the Fair is a creature. I still think at this point, like, Gear Shift Ace was a strong card, which is the reason to take it over Revoke Privileges, whereas Impeccable Timing is a probably slightly worse removal spell, but Herald of the Fair is a much worse creature, so I think I actually do just want Impeccable Timing here. We might even get that Herald back. There's a Malthus squad there too, which we could use to fill out our creatures a bit more. We do have to start, like, Impeccable Timing is a strong spell, so I will take it at some point like that, but we really do have to start prioritizing creatures a good bit here. Thing is, all of our spells, all of our non-creature spells are great. These are all great cards. Make Obsolete is so good. I was excited about Avery Mechanic, and then I was like, oh, we can even get the Mastodon, and then I was probably just going to take Glintstave Artisan, but Make Obsolete is such an insane card. It's such a powerful card. Now, you do need creatures to back it up, but I feel like we'll just get creatures of some description. But we're just being past these amazing, these really strong black-white non-creature spells. And maybe I'm going too hard on them, but I feel like we can get another, what do we need, 10 creatures? Basically have to pick exclusive creatures from this point on. Essentially. And, that's not impossible at all. Tai Young's so good, I have to take it. Tai Young's so good. They're just passing me all of the amazing removal. I don't understand. Tai Young's such a good card. If you have any other energy, it's great. If you don't, if you only need to spend one of the energy, you just have one energy left floating around. Maybe I'm going too hard on all the really good removal spells. Maybe this is just foolish of me, I don't know. I mean, maybe we're just getting a great deck and I'm worrying too much about the creatures. We only have, but we're halfway through pack 2 and we have 4 creatures. That can't be good. Even I know that's not good. Well, we're taking a creature here. The question is whether it's the Mastodon, the Self-Assembler, or the Malthus squad. think I'd be the Malphite squad. I quite like this card. I think I like it more than Mastodon. Now, it's not an artifact for... We don't have any artifact managers anymore. Yep, take the Malphite squad. I'm being pretty happy about it, I think. I would prefer a 3-drop, but there isn't one in the pack. That seems good for us, so Malphite squad it is. You're really good. What the hell? Guys, this card's so strong. Oh, this is really good too. These cards are all really good. I can't go into pack 3 with 6 creatures, so I have to take this or this. I think I want the 3-drop. I think it's more important. Here, I have to take this. I'm probably not playing, unfortunately. But that's okay. I can't believe I had to pass that rogue privileges. What the hell? Is that card not as good as I think it is? Because I think it's pretty amazing. Your creature can attack, block, or crew vehicles. I mean, yeah, you can bounce it back with the Aether Trade Winds or Aviary Mechanic, which makes that a little worse, but... Look, maybe our removal is just fine. We have Die Young, we have impeccable timing, all that stuff. I think maybe we're just fine for removal. I need to stop freaking out about it. No creatures, that's not good. I mean, there's this. I'm not excited about that. Theoretically could play it. Oh boy. Oh, perfect. Perfect. Very happy. That couldn't be better. We have a couple of artifacts. I mean, hope presumably we'll get more. And otherwise it's just 3-mana 2 on flyer. Great. Malphite squad also makes an artifact actually. That was a nice pickup. So yeah, I mean, I think if we open some kind of bomb, that'd be amazing. Obviously, if we just pack on a couple another 2-drop, couple 3-drops, couple 4-drops, I think we're in good shape. We can take another Rush of Vitality. Probably might not play both because our creature count's so low. But if the next 8 creatures, if the next 8 cards we pick are all creatures, we have 23 cards and a bunch of creatures, and that's probably fine. We have 15 creatures then. That's good. I would play 2 Rush of Vitality, but I think 1 is probably enough. Don't think there's an Inspired Charge deck with our 7 creatures, personally. Maybe that's just me. Because we have so few creatures, the gear shift ace is going to get worse because we can't really afford taking vehicles unless it's like... Ooh, I'll play you. I'll definitely play you. Unless it's like a Renegade Trader, because that card is just really good. Or, you know, the Legendary Sky Sovereign. I wonder if there'll be more Assembly Worker creatures in Aether Revolt, so that Self-Assembler fetches other things, but kind of breaks the flavor if it does that a little bit. Padim, another blue rare, not good. Ooh, just not a good pack for us at all, really. Aether Renegade's a great card, but you know, obviously not in red. Been a little underwhelmed with the Eagle Construct, but I would play it. But the card I'm going to pick here is Propeller Pioneer. I'm pretty happy about that. Maybe wheel this. Ugh, so terrible. I think I want the Glint-Sleeve Artisan here. I don't want another Fragmentize. I don't want a Herald of the Fair. I don't particularly want Servo Exhibition. I think I want a Glint-Sleeve Artisan. Maybe wheel the Pillar Bug. I think the Pillar Bug's pretty good. 3-mana 2/3 that you can give Lifelink to. I'll play that. I think it might have been a mistake taking the Pillar Bug earlier over the 4-mana Fabricate Reach guy. But I just wanted the 3-drop. Remember, we didn't have any at the time, so it's pretty easy to look back now. I think we had a mistake. I think I could just take another Tidy Conclusion. Ugh. I don't think I can though. 10 creatures. Dennis, 10 creatures. You gotta draw the line somewhere and start taking Herald of the Fair. Maybe wheel that Self-Assembler. Like, Tidy Conclusion is just so much better than this Rush of Vitality though, so can't do it. Sorry, can't do it. Must take unconditional instant speed removal spells forever. That maybe gain us 2 life if we're lucky off these guys. Yeah, if we make servos with this, we can bounce it with this. It's pretty good. I think it was definitely correct to be in black. Seems pretty open. Would like the energy off this for Die Young. I wouldn't mind casting this, but 3-mana 3/2 that makes our artifacts cheaper. All in, please. Love this card. Let's cast this on turn 4, which is real nice. Also, just a 3-mana 3/2 colorless, solid. It's an artifact, so it counts for Tidy Conclusion and Founder's Creature, which is great. Foundry Inspector is just great. I think Chief the Foundry is a little better, but both of them, the Inspector and the Chief, are strong cards in the set where there's a bunch of artifacts, a bunch of vehicles, oh, pardon me, and some of your creatures crap out 1/1 artifacts. And this deck's turned out pretty good. Or turned out pretty well, I should say. Again, only 11 creatures, so I would like our last 4 picks to be creatures. Preferably some 2-drops. Preferably at least one other 2-drop. But our removal suite is great. We have some sweet, sweet combat tricks. In Rush of Vitality and Subtle Strike. Subtle Strike is borderline removal. It's not just a combat trick. Oval Chase Daredevil is a card I like quite a bit. Yet another tidy conclusion. You gotta draw the line somewhere, though. I think 2 is enough. Oval Chase Daredevil is a card I will play. Color of Artifacts to bring it back. Again, like I said, I would have rather a 2-drop there rather than another 4-drop, but as far as 4-drops go, I quite like Oval Chase Daredevil. Would love to get another one of these nice and late, because you really want at least 2 of them, otherwise I probably just won't end up playing this, although if we're this slow on creatures I may have to. Guys, I think this guy's just a bomb. There's no creatures for us, I'm just going to take it, but guys. 2 more creatures still leaves us with 14, which is a perfectly respectable number. But like these cards in my experience are just so good. Flawless Broker, ideal. Love this card, great. Not as ideal as, you know, another Avian Mechanic or something, but pretty happy with that. Our Gearshift Ace is just a 2/1 first strike. I say that. 2 mana 2/1 first strike is a great card. But you don't get to do the tricky thing of crewing vehicles at instant speed with them. So yeah, if any of you are heading out to GP London, I was going to say this weekend, but essentially tomorrow, because it's Thursday as I record this and post this, we are doing a live game show there on Friday night at 9 p.m. The contestants have already been selected, but we're doing it a little bit differently because it's a live show. We're going to have questions for the audience and prizes to give out, and it's going to be a great time. So if you are in the area or if you're attending the GP, please do come around at 9 p.m. on Friday, and hopefully we'll all have a great time together. I think I want this. I think I want the 2-drop. Our deck isn't hugely aggressive. It's a great blocker. It's got Vigilance if you do end up attacking with something else. We've got loads of tricks to back it up. I think Trusted Companion is actually quite good in our deck. And that puts us to 14 creatures, a bunch of sweet removal spells, and really high power swingy cards like Subtle Strike and Make Obsolete. Now, because we didn't get another one of these, I would like to replace this. But other than that, I'm pretty happy with how this turned out. And I would like to replace it with this. That seems like a pretty good equivalent. A 5/4 is better than a 4/4, and a 4/3/1/1 is certainly better than a 4/4, even if the other one is an artifact. I'm pretty happy with this deck. I quite like how this turned out. Our opens weren't very good. We didn't open anything nice at all, really. I mean, we got past the land, but we opened a bunch of blue rares, and... Ooh, hang on now. I quite like you. I like you too, but I quite like you. I want to play you over. Oh, I got this back as well. Over, gosh, probably just the Rush of Vitality. Makes me sad, but I really like that card. But I mean, Young, this is literally our only source of energy, and these things do pretty good jobs of killing things that Young can kill. I feel so... I mean, I can't possibly side in Life Rush of Vitality over Dying. Kind of, that's just madness. I think this is the deck we're going to run. 10-7. Seems fine to me. A couple double blacks up here. Got only a single white the whole way. I think I'm pretty happy with 10-7 there. It could be 9-8 actually. Just because our creatures are... I don't know. I mean, all our 2-drops are white, but a lot of our 2 or 3-drops are black, so... I think 10-7's okay. I'm going to run 9-8. Because by the time we get to 5, we will just have enough swamps for Deadly Conclusion. I think that's what I'm going to run. And I think I'm going to see how it turns out. And maybe I'll regret taking out one of these rushes. But we'll see how it goes.